This is our first lesson on a new topic. We're doing the Spanish conquistadors and the Aztecs. Lesson 1 is the New World. So we're going to learn about the discovery of the Americas and to understand what the Spanish did with this knowledge. And by doing all of that, hopefully you're going to develop your historical analysis skills. You're thinking about not just what happened, why things happened. Key words: exploration, Europe, Asia, India, China, Africa, unintended, unexpected, loot, adventurers, exploit, conquer, conquistadors. The teacher will go through a lot of these keywords in class if you're not sure what they mean. Exploration, going looking for things. Unintended, something that happened you didn't mean to happen. Unexpected, takes you by surprise. Loot, steal, exploit. That's the word your teacher will go through in class in great deal of detail. Conquer, conquistadors. Okay, let's get started. Let's start with this. Before 1492 AD, which parts of the world did Europeans know nothing about? It's dead simple. If you were in Europe here, before this date, this was your map of the world. You knew, obviously, Europe existed. You knew about Africa. You knew about the Middle East. You knew about India and China. Not so much here. And this was it. The rest of it you simply didn't know existed. The maps were blank. You thought there was nothing there apart from water. Yeah? And then, of course, what happened? Before 1492, nobody in Europe knew that America existed. North America, South America, and the Caribbean were all unknown. And then Columbus comes along. Columbus is an Italian who works for the Spanish. And he says to the King of Spain, if you give me some ships, I will sail this way. The world is a sphere, he says. It's round, it's a sphere. If I go this way, I will come out here. And I will find a way to get to India and China. And we can trade with them. We can trade with them. That is the key thing to remember here. For maybe, at this point, maybe 1,000 years, perhaps a bit more, Europeans, we had something to do with China and India, but not, we traded with them for things. We had to go this way, overland. It took months and was incredibly dangerous. But we needed to do it, or we wanted to do it. I'll give you an example. In Europe at this point, no chili powder, no curry powder, no pepper. We had salt and we had a bit of parsley. That's it. So if you could travel from Europe to India and China and come back with some barrels of chili powder, you were a millionaire. That's how much it cost. So obviously, if you can find a way of going across the Atlantic and coming out India and China, it's a much quicker and a much safer route. It's about more in class. So Columbus was looking for a sea route to China and India so that Europe could trade with them. In particular, the Spanish wanted spices, chili powder, curry powder, pepper, wanted silk and other what we call exotic items from the East. So, that's what happened. Except, of course, when Columbus left Spain, he didn't end up in China and India. He bumped into what we now call America. North America, South America, Central America, the Caribbean. He bumped into it. And that's why it's called, in fact, that's why these islands here are called the West Indies. Columbus thought he was in India. Duh! After a while, they've been exploring and realised, blimey, this is not India or China. This is a new world. Hence the term, New World. So the question here is, what did the Spanish do with their new discoveries? Yeah? Columbus heads back to Spain, tells King of Spain, Your Majesty, I didn't discover a new way to get to India and China, but I did discover two massive continents that no one knew existed. And the Spanish decided to keep this a secret. Imagine that. The Spanish know this exists. The English, the French, the Italians, nobody else does. The Spanish want to keep it all to themselves and rob the place. The Spanish tried very hard to keep it a secret from the rest of the world. Then they sent thousands of poor but adventurous young men out there to seek their fortunes. They said to anyone who's poor but fancied risking their lives, go out there, do what you need to do. These men are called the conquistadors, key word. They explored the whole area looking for stuff to pinch, usually gold. When they found it, they were willing to do anything to get it, make themselves rich and head back to Spain. And that can be a homework your teacher can set you.